If you're like me and spend your entire day at your desk, and in many cases the night too, there's a good chance you're having some level of comfort issues. In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips that I use to be the most comfortable at my desk. My first tip is to get the lighting right. Now, a common myth we've all heard about low lighting is that it will cause long-term damage to your eyes. I swear that my parents drilled this into my head as a kid. And while it's just a myth, it can definitely lead to discomfort, headaches, and even reduce productivity because of that discomfort. One of the first things to focus on is proper overhead lighting. And this is something that most of us will have in our home or office space. Also, natural lighting coming from a window near your workspace can help create a better light situation. Beyond that, adding a traditional task light or table lamp can be a good way to add some more focused lighting to your desk's surface. Now, I do find that task lamps have a few shortcomings. First, the light won't always reach the place on your desk because of limitations with their arm design, and second, they can take up valuable space if you use a smaller desk. Alternatively, monitor light bars are something that I've been using now in my home office setup and at the office setup for almost 12 months. These lights rest on top of your monitor. They're out of the way and they put the lighting right in focus. I also think they're the best way to customize the amount of task lighting you get and can't imagine not having these on my setup now. My second tip is to find a good supportive chair. Now, this probably won't come as a surprise since we are a channel dedicated to office seating, and you've probably actually watched our channel for many of the in-depth reviews we have on office chairs. But the truth is, having a supportive office chair is foundational to being comfortable at your desk. But don't just think that being comfortable in your office chair equals proper ergonomic support. Many bad habits like slouching in your chair or using a chair without armrests can be comfortable, but are not providing adequate support. A chair that offers good lower support with an adjustable lumbar to fine-tune to your body is important. Armrests that adjust to support you while typing or tasking all day is just as important. Make sure that your next office chair has all of the adjustments you need for how you work. We have a really good video on adjusting your chair to always be comfortable that I'd recommend watching if you want more help here. My third tip is to make sure that you get your desk height correct for you. Now, this is probably a bit confusing because if we're buying a normal sitting height desk, the industry standard is limited at 29 inches to 30 inches tall. This means they were designed to only fit users between 6 foot to maybe 6'2". So for the rest of the population, we won't naturally fit at the desk. This natural fit should mean that you're able to easily have your arms and elbows resting at your side comfortably with good support from your armrests of your chair. This should also help prevent awkward positions of your wrist while using your keyboard and mouse. One remedy is a standing desk. Now, standing desks might make you think they're only for standing, but actually most of them these days are sit to stand. These desks will typically go below the 29 to 30 inch height range, with some going as low as 22 inches tall. If you have just a sitting height desk, you can look at things like a footrest, which is something we'll cover in our next tip. My fourth tip is to add a footrest to your desk setup. Now, outside of adding a monitor arm, the use of a footrest is one of the best ergonomic accessories you can add to your desk. And it's no real surprise then that everyone in our office, with the exception of one person, uses a footrest. Now, no matter your height, short or tall, adding a footrest can have an added comfort benefit for everyone. If you're a shorter individual, a footrest can help you bring the floor up to you to fit at your desk better. But even if you're a taller user like me, being 6 foot tall, using a standing desk, I don't need it for a proper fit. But I still like to be able to use it to move around at my desk, perch my foot up, and provide some added flexibility to my space. My fifth tip is monitor positioning. Now, the recommendation here is to set your monitor so that it's at eye level or just below, and so that it's at arm's length away from where you're sitting. Now, this can also vary depending on the size of your monitor, because if it's a bit larger, you may want to be a bit further away from it. If you're someone who's using a small single monitor, there's a good chance you could improve your productivity by moving to a dual screen setup. You could also look at an ultra wide screen option, but they can be a bit expensive. Now, if you do go into a multiple monitor setup, you might want to think about how you can position your monitors to improve your efficiency and productivity. Side by side in landscape, or like myself, one in portrait mode and another in landscape, can be great for long spreadsheets or coding. But you'll want to make sure you keep your main monitor in front of you to limit strain on your neck. My bonus tip is to take more breaks when you can, but I get it though, we're all tied to our desks. But finding a chair that you can sit in 12 hours straight without a break can be nearly impossible. The alternative is looking at a standing desk. Now, this will allow you to stand up from your chair, allowing you to stretch out and take these breaks while still working at your desk.